Hello everyone. In this lecture video, we will see what are the different types of actors in the sensor cloud architecture. Now, as we have seen in the previous video, that is in the sensor cloud architecture, we have three main actors. First is the end users, second is the sensor owner, and third is the SCSP, that is a sensor cloud service provider. Now, we'll see each of these in detail. So the end user, he is the end user is the customer who uses the services provided by the sensor cloud platform or the sensor cloud services, and sensor cloud platform, and who uses the sensor cloud services. And the end user does not directly manage the sensors or the cloud infrastructure. Instead, he or she will access the processed sensor information through a web portal or through the mobile application. That is, the end user is the final consumer of the sensor cloud services. Now, in the sensor cloud system, the end user first registers with the platform using a web portal or the web interface, and after registration, the user can select the required services according to his or her needs. Then then what happens is you will be having like different types of services, which may include the temperature monitoring, or it may be any like humidity monitoring, soil moisture analysis, traffic monitoring, weather forecasting, and many more. So once the service is selected, the sensor cloud platform, it will collect the data from the deployed sensors and process it in the cloud. So the processed information, it is then delivered to the end user, and end user in an easy to understand format, such as the you'll be having graphs or reports, alerts, or the notifications, and the user can access this information anytime and from anywhere while using the internet. Okay, so the end user will pay the service charges to the sensor cloud service provider, and the payment usually depends upon the type of service used, duration of the usage, and storage requirement, or the amount of data accessed. So this payment, it will help to maintain the infrastructure and also support the sensor owners who provide the sensors. Now here in this example, you can see here the end user is a farmer. He is using a mobile application. Okay, he is using a mobile application to monitor the soil moisture level in the agricultural land. Now the sensors deployed in the fields continuously collect the moisture data, and it will send it to the cloud. Okay, so the cloud processes the information and it displays it on the farmer's mobile application, or farmer's mobile phone, and by checking the soil moisture status, the farmer can decide whether irrigation is needed or no. So this helps to save the water, improve the crop growth, and increase the agriculture productivity. Thus, the end user, it plays a very important role in the sensor cloud architecture, because the entire system is designed to provide useful services and the information to the users efficiently. Now, the second actor here is the sensor owner. So here the sensor owner, he is a person or a company or organization that owns and deploys the sensor devices in a sensor cloud platform. Okay, that is, he will install the sensor, maintain the sensors, then share the sensors with the SCP and receive the rent or the payment. That is, these sensors are installed in different locations to collect the useful information from the environment, and the sensor owner plays a very important role, because without sensors, the sensor cloud system cannot provide the services to the users. So the main responsibility of the sensor owner is to install and maintain the sensor properly, and the sensors may be again homogeneous, meaning all the sensors are of same type, or they may be heterogeneous, meaning different kinds of sensors are used together, and these sensors can collect different types of data such as temperature, humidity, pressure, soil moisture, pollution level, or weather conditions. That after deployment, the sensor owner shares the sensors with the sensor cloud service provider, and this SCSP uses these sensors to provide the services to the multiple users. Okay, and multiple end users. Then in return, the sensor owner will receive what? The sensor owner will receive payment. Okay, depending upon the usage duration and the amount of sensor data utilized by the users. And one important feature of this sensor cloud architecture is the virtualization. Okay, virtualization. What is virtualization? We have seen in the previous videos. So virtualization, it allows a single physical sensor to serve multiple applications at the same time. So this virtualization will improve the resource utilization, and it will reduce the overall deployment cost. For example, suppose one weather sensor can simultaneously, it will provide what? It will provide data for agriculture, monitoring, weather forecasting, pollution monitoring, and also the research purposes. So one good example for of the sensor owner is the company that will install the weather monitoring sensors. Okay, here the weather monitoring sensors in different cities. Okay, and these sensors will collect weather related information such as rainfall, humidity, temperature, and wind speed, and the company then shares this sensor data with the SCSP, which provides services to multiple users such as farmers, research organizations, weather forecasting agencies, and the smart city applications. So different users can access the same sensor data for different purposes. Thus, the sensor owner is an essential part of the cloud sensor architecture, because the owner provides and maintains the sensing infrastructure which is required for delivering cloud-based sensor services efficiently. Okay, so here it is done in 4 steps. That is, the sensors are deployed by the owner, then data is sent to the cloud. Okay, and then after that the data is processed data is shared with the multiple users, where in turn the SCSP will get the payment for the same. Now the third actor is sensor cloud service provider. So this is the central authority that will manage the complete sensor cloud infrastructure centrally, and it acts as a bridge between the sensor owners and the end users. So the SCSP, it ensures that the sensor data is collected, it is processed and stored and also delivered efficiently to the users through the cloud services. Now, one of the main responsibility of the SCSP is to manage the sensors that are deployed by the different sensor owners, and the SCSP monitors the sensor availability, performance, and the connectivity, and it also handles the cloud resources such as the servers, storage systems, networking, and processing units which are required for storing and analyzing the sensor data. Now, another important role of the SCSP is maintaining the databases, where large amount of sensor data are continuously generated, so that the SCSP stores this data securely in the cloud databases. Now, after processing the data, the useful information is provided to the users in the form of reports, graphs, alerts, or real-time monitoring services. The SCSP, it also controls the users and the services. That is, it manages user registration, authentication, then service access, security, and resource allocation. And the end users can select the required services through a web portal or mobile application. Now, in order to provide efficient services, the SCSP implements the pricing models. Okay, so pricing models based on the factors such as service type, usage duration, storage requirement, and the data consumption. This SCSP, it also follows a revenue sharing model where it receives the payment from the end users for providing cloud-based sensor services, and a portion of this money, it is also shared with the sensor owners as a rent for using the sensor devices. And the remaining amount, it is used for infrastructure maintenance, then database management, cloud operations, security, then software updates, and the profit generation. Now, for example, you can take a smart agriculture system where the sensor will collect the collect the soil moisture and the weather data. The SCSP will store and process this data in the cloud, and it will provide useful information to the farmers through the mobile app. Whereas the farmers will pay for the service and the SCSP shares the part of the revenue with the sensor owners. Thus, the SCSP, it plays a very important role in ensuring smooth operation, then service delivery, resource management, and financial management in the sensor cloud platform. Okay, so here you can see the SCSP, how it is working in 4 steps. That is, the sensors send the data to the SCSP, then SCSP stores and process the data in the cloud, then the SCSP provides the services to the users, and at last the users access the service and pay for the usage. Okay, and this is the revenue model, where the SCSP will receive the money from the users. It will give some amount to the sensor owners, and also the some amount is kept for the maintenance of the infrastructure and the profit. Okay, so here the end users, these people will pay for the services. Okay, for whom they will pay to the SCSP. The SCSP in turn will pay the amount to whom? To the sensor owners, and remaining amount will be kept for the infrastructure management and the profit. Okay, so this is about the 3 actors in the sensor cloud architecture, that is the end users, sensor owners, and the SCSP. Thank you.